Welcome to my 2025 in the bag. It's been almost exactly 5 years since my first ever in the bag, which I filmed at a time when I think I won like an off-tour event that got a little bit of recognition, and I got like a top 10 at Dglo, and I was in the OTB skins match for the first time. And so there was like a little bit of buzz around my name, so I thought I would do an in the bag at that time to kind of show people what I was throwing. I think it was one of the videos that a lot of you maybe saw for the first time on my channel as well. And so here, after now winning the Des Moines challenge, or the Discmania challenge, I thought it'd be a good time to run it back, show you guys what I threw for that tournament. These are the exact discs, and we'll try to cut some shots in from the actual event as well. And let's get right into it. Pretty exciting. And I kind of want to just like have this as a reminder for what I threw for the actual event as well. Up first, I've got my Challenger SS's CT Glow. We got the signature ones. These just came out with on the Team Discraft site. My second event playing these and playing with these, and they went in the basket often enough to get the dub. So these have been awesome. And then I've got two throwing puddles, Challenger SS's as well. I usually bag two crystal ones, but I kind of ran out of stable ones, and so I have this 3-time Missy Gannon Challenger SS in the bag, nice and stable for me. This is where I threw my upshot on hole 17, which stayed in bounds thankfully. And yeah, this has been nice and oval stable. Crystal Challenger SS, this is what I usually have for both the stable and less stable slot. I actually lost my less stable one in one of the practice rounds on hole 3. I had a blue one that I really liked and went in the water, couldn't find it, so I replaced this one in. Did not throw this in the event at all, but I really do like this for like that flat to slight turning shot the whole way. Thankfully, when I got done with my round on Sunday, Paul Kranz brought me the blue one that I guess either he found or somebody else found, so after the event I got it back, so that was kind of nice too. And then I've got a soft ringer, which this has been kind of a new addition to the bag, kind of a utility disc, but it's really nice, especially like in woods when I have maybe a tricky little gap to try to throw a forehand through. I need it to like flip quickly. Very understable. Don't use it a whole lot, but when I do need it, it is extremely, I don't know, dependable. Yeah. And then let's get into some zones here. I've got a beat-in zone, a Z zone. This is one that a fan actually hooked me up with because I'd lost my straight zones in the past season, and I complained about it enough on YouTube that people sent me some zones, and this thing has been awesome. So I can throw it flat, and it goes straight for a while, and then gets a slight baby fade, not even close to as stable as the zone's supposed to be. I do have a Buffalo zone in the bag, of course, the crystal zones. These are absolutely awesome. Very oval stable, way more oval stable than that straight blue Z zone. I threw this a lot in the tournament, and mostly for forehands, but if I need a stable backhand that's more oval stable than that Chally SS, then I'll go for this as well. But it's obviously a zone. I mean, everybody knows that a zone is maybe the best disc in the game. So I got the crystal Buffalo stamped one. Well, technically Bison stamped one, but Buffalo sounds better also. We say Buffalo. I also have a Swarm in the bag, ESP Swarm. I really like this one. It's nice and flat, so it's actually comfortable for forehands as well, even though I do mostly use it for like backhand flex shots where I want to put it on a lot of ante and then make sure that it fights out and gets a nice solid fade at the end. It's basically like an older brother to this pink zone that I have with a little bit more speed. It goes a little bit further and it has a little bit more bite as well. So kind of complements that pretty well. And then we've got some of my favorite discs in the game. I think one of the most underrated discs in all of disc golf. We've got Swirly Z Nebulas. These are absolutely awesome discs. I got this one, which is cut up. I think I got this cut in it on a telephone pole that had like some spikes on it so people wouldn't climb it. Just chopped right into that during field work, but it flies like an absolute dream, nice and understable. I can put it on a tiny little hyzer, flips all the way over to turn a little bit. And if you guys watched the Cradle Challenge, I threw this on hole 17 on the upshot after YBC pimped the gap, and I got this all the way up to the basket and almost made it, and had a little highlight from that round. And then I've got a fresher one, which is more stable, which I can throw on a tiny bit of flex and then have a nice little baby fade to it. So these two complement each other so well. And I really like the Swirly Z plastic. These came out nice and flat, and yeah, really fun. We also have some other ones on my sites and OTB as well, and some different plastics. But these are what I end up throwing. Fairway drivers, of course, we've got a passion because it is always a passion. And these blue glow ones are so money. Depending on the plastic of a passion, you can find some different stabilities, and these have been kind of a go-to for me on and off throughout the last like 4 or 5 years whenever they came out with these. Threw this disc on hole 7. First 2 rounds, fantastic, parked it both times. Final round, you know, messed up a little bit, but still a great disc, and really shape shots, especially in woods, and if I have to like, you know, find a fairway and have it fly a specific line. Really, really good with the passion. Then I've got a Raptor, Z Raptor, which is definitely beat in. Most Raptors aren't quite this flippy, but Raptors have been coming out a little bit straighter in general. But I use this a lot for like standstill or stand-up forehand shots. So I'll put it on hyzer and have it flip up to flat. Threw this one on hole 14 final round, which my tee shot was kind of pinched off to the right side. Had kind of a tricky little like inside-out hyzer stand-up shot. And this Z Raptor came in super clutch and gave me the birdie on that hole. Really nice for backhands as well. It has kind of a similar flight to the Passion, but it has a little bit more bite at the end. So I can kind of make sure I get that little extra fade sometimes when I need it. Next up, I've got a Crystal or Z. I guess I'm not sure the plastic exactly, but the Captain's Raptor. This is the first run edition. This is my favorite run of Captain's Raptors, although this year I was all pretty close to. They came out super overstable. This one's been beat in a little bit, so I can finesse it a little bit more, but it's really nice when I have to like throw little tight flexes through the woods and make sure it has some nice fade to it. Forehands, it's fantastic for that. Spike hyzers, it's fantastic for that. I mean, this is an absolute workhorse. Captain's Raptor, everybody needs like a nice oval stable fairway drive on their bag, because I feel like I just lean on this thing so much. And then next up, also one of my favorite discs, just a super fun disc to have in the bag as well. A step up from the Captain's Raptor, which people think is like the most oval stable disc you can have. I've got an Extreme. This is the Chris Clemens edition Extreme in this like glow plastic. Well, it's a UV. I think it's a UV shift because it changes with the sunlight. But man, this thing is so oval stable. Most oval stable disc I think I've maybe ever thrown, and it's only like a 7-speed, so it doesn't even go quite as far as like a Captain's Raptor or Nuke OS or anything like that. But it probably goes as far as like maybe like a zone on like a full flex. This disc is really good for if I need it to like move right a tiny bit and then hard back at the left. That's what this is good for. It's good for skip shots, good for little tricky like utility shots as well. Forehands, backhands. Spike hyzers where I want to just fly like a grenade, so just go straight up, straight down. Absolutely awesome. I threw this really well actually in the final round on hole 11. Second shot was pinched off on the left side, and I wanted to throw this on an anhyzer nose up to get it out the gap, then have it fight back to the basket. Executed the shot how I wanted to, but it got a lot of angle on that hillside and straight roll away, which is like, it was going to do that 95% of the time probably. I didn't quite factor that in, but I did throw it well, and it's just a fun disc to have. I think people need to try the Extreme out a little bit more, I think. And then we've got some higher speed fairway drivers. I've got my flippiest one here, a ESP Squatch. This is back from 2021 Two World Series edition for Alexis, I think. But these are fantastic for rollers for me. I can get a lot of distance out of them. I feel like the shape of the Squatch is really good with the wing and the bottom of the wing, which has kind of even weighting on it. So it kind of works perfectly for rollers. But that's pretty much all I use it for. I don't really get this thing to fly very often. I did throw a forehand roller with it in the second round, I think, on hole 11 again, but didn't quite work out. But backhand rollers, especially like up in Portland, get a lot of distance out of them. Very nice. I've got 3 Onyxes in my bag right now. I've got my most understable one, which is this beat-in test flight edition Paul Macbeth Onyx ESP, kind of swirly, looks just so cool. I've had this in my bag for a long time. Austin Hannum actually gave this to me back when he switched companies. He was on Discraft for a while, and I think he had this in his bag or something, and he gave it to me because I just got on the team, and it's still in the bag, still flies absolutely great. It's kind of got a similar flight to the Passion, where I can put on a little bit of hyzer and have it flip up and turn a little bit, but it just has that extra speed, so I get a little more distance with it. Next up, I've got the Big Z Onyx, which I've been loving the Big Z Onyxes for a while now. They came out more stable than a lot of the other plastics, I feel like. And so right out of the box, these are pretty overstable to where I can throw them flat and not worry about it turning at all. This one's getting to the point where it is getting a little bit of baby turn out of it, but still has a lot of integrity and fades back at the end. So this is also a go-to. And then I've got this new one in the bag, which is Z. Yeah, I've got a Z Onyx, kind of like a metallic look to it. And it's a little bit more overstable than that Big Z one. I haven't really thrown this one a whole lot. It's more just to be in the bag to kind of keep testing out and then fill that slot of the overstable Onyx one, since I don't really have one older than this. So I'm still kind of working this into the bag. And then for some drivers, which is what we all want to see, up first, I've got the Test Flight Team Discraft Venom. These things came out so sick that these first ones that they ever made came out nice and domey, pop-toppy, feel amazing, super overstable. These are the most overstable Venoms that I've tried out. and it's almost like a Nuke OS, but has a little bit more push to it. So I love these discs. I don't throw it a whole lot since I do have Nukes and Nuke OSs and things like that, but I did throw it on hole 1 every round, and I think the second round I got the best distance out of it. So yeah, these test flight Venoms are hard to find, but man, they fly really, really nice. I've also got some Nukes now, obviously. Quite a good little stack. We gotta have some Nukes in the bag, Nukes baby, right? So first up, I've got my flippiest one. I've got a 2025 2 World Series Nuke. Let's go. These things came out so sick in the Swirly Z plastic. Really understable for me, so really good for a lot of people. They kind of call these like the people's nuke, so if you don't quite have the pro arm speed, you might like this nuke a lot. But I like it a lot for forehands too. I can get it to stand up and get a little bit of more glide out of it and push than obviously these other nukes. Or backhands if I want to like make sure it's going to turn over and go right. Or sneakily, I've even thrown this thing for roll-offs sometimes. I think at the Champions Cup, I was throwing this on like those, you know, distance roll-off lines where you want to really push a long way. I can throw it for that as well. And then I've got, man, probably my favorite disc in my bag, possibly. I've got this pink ESP Captain Ulibarri stamped nuke, and the way this thing is shaped is just slightly different than any other nuke. It's got like a little bit of a ridge right here, and I think it's underfilled as well, what Adam was telling me. So like in the inside of this rim, it's not quite as much plastic as it's supposed to be, so there's like a little bit of like a concave feel to it. But it flies like an absolute dream. I actually lost this thing for like a year and then got it back and then lost it in like a week and then got it back again. So it's been through it, and it's usually my like money forehand nuke. I can throw it lately really fall with the new precock technique I've got, but I can put it on hyzer and trust that it'll kind of get that stand up and push, but not like completely roll over to where I just can't trust it. Or I can keep it on a lot of hyzer and have it just stand up and then finish to the right. Or if I want to like flex a little bit, it can work really good for that. I don't think I threw it a single time forehand in this in the Discmania challenge, surprisingly, because I threw it so many times at the Preserve 2 weeks before. But I did throw it backhand on hole 17, and probably the best shot of my life, considering all the factors in the situation I was in. Hole 17, this was the disc right here. Almost threw it too long OB and kind of scared me a little bit, but I think this is a big reason why I was able to close out with a win down the stretch. So thanks, Paul, for giving me this disc back in the day, and it is still maybe my best disc. Next up, we've got a Big Z nuke. These are a pro favorite. A lot of us on tour love these. They came out so pop-toppy when we found these in the warehouse. It was just like we couldn't get our hands on them fast enough. Everyone was trying to take as many back home as they could with them because they came out so domey and just the right amount of stiffness that we can get like maximum distance out of these, but they came out stable as well, so we can actually like trust them and control them. And this one's been beat in slightly now, so it does get a little bit of a flip up out of it, but just an awesome disc. And I throw it for forehands as well when I need a little bit more stability than that pink Yuli one. So I mean, I think this is what Anthony uses for distance contests as well, and obviously he throws pretty far, so these nukes are pretty good. And up next, we've got two nukes. We got a Z nuke and this seasonal glow nuke. And these are both pretty similar in stability. These are my more oval stable nukes to where I can throw them flat and trust that they'll still fade. I can throw them into a little bit of headwind as well and not worry about it too much. I don't throw this one as much anymore. It's more of an off-season nuke for me. And then I actually lost, I think, one of my big Z nukes in the pond at Champions Cup this season. Went to the OTB warehouse and picked up this seasonal glow nuke, and since then it's just been a go-to for me because it filled the slot so well. So yeah, these, you gotta have some stable nukes in your bag too. Just controllable distance, max distance. I can flex them a little bit too. Just nukes, baby. I mean, come on, what do we want? And then finally, we got two ESP Nuke OSs in my bag, which having two in the bag is a little bit redundant since they do fly exactly the same. The funny thing is I needed to throw Nuke OSs at this last course for the Discmania challenge, and so I just put this pink one in my bag as like a backup and a second one to like have in practice to throw more shots. But I was throwing it so well in practice that I kept it in my bag. And then this is actually the disc that I ended up throwing on hole 5 and almost acing it the final round. Pretty exciting. And then also my upshot on hole 18 to kind of close out with an easy tap-in layup type of situation for the dub. So these are both awesome. Can throw them both the same little tight flex shots. Or I can kind of crank on them a lot and then they'll still fight out of it. Really good for hyzer shots, forehands, especially when I want to just go right. Fight the wind super well. Nuke OS. We also might be having a victory stamp Nuke OS coming out too, so that's pretty exciting. But that does it for all the discs. We've been using this Legend Series Squatch bag for the last couple months now. It's been really nice for travel since I have extra space to kind of throw some extra backup discs in there. Since I don't carry quite as many as I used to, I actually have extra space to fill the bag up with backups, which is really nice. And let's see what else I got here. I got rangefinder, water towels, basic stuff. We got the Discraft little stamp on it, or patch on there. Ooh, one key thing for this last tournament, Discmania challenge, I had this chalk bag with me, which it came in so clutch. I'm not even sponsored by this company, but Chump Chalk is the brand, I believe. And there's just so much chalk that comes off of it. I was just slapping this on my actual puddles, and it got to all the heat and the humidity and the grippy, sticky situation that we had out there was like not even an issue for me. And honestly, I don't think I would have won that tournament without it. Back at the Presolve 2 weeks prior, we had similar conditions. I did not use the Chump Chalk, and my putting was a mess because I couldn't grip the disc the way I wanted to. So that came in so handy. And I know some of the players on my call the last 2 days struggled with the grip as well. So having the right chalk to remedy that is pretty imperative. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it here. 2025 in the bag as a champion now is pretty special. I've never been a Pro Tour champion until this moment, so then I felt like I had to do it in the bag for you guys, show you what I'm throwing, show you guys the discs. You can pick all these up on, or maybe some of the plastics, maybe not, but you can pick a lot of these molds at least up on Discraft or otbdiscs.com. Check out my Squatch bag. Of course, I've got a Twirl Series one as well, or if you want to get any of the other bags, use code Ezra, I believe, to get 20 bucks off. So thanks for all the support, guys. It's been a long journey now. It took a lot longer to get this W than I thought. It's been, man, 6 years. This is my 6th season on tour, but a couple years before that, just grinding, practicing, trying to get to this point. And so to have that all kind of what's that word? Culminate. All of those things culminate into this final moment. You guys can kind of see in the end of the tournament there, some emotion kind of exit my body in a pretty dramatic fashion. But it was just a special moment to have that happen at up in Des Moines, and have all my buddies kind of rush me and just make the whole moment more exciting and memorable. It's definitely something I don't think I'll ever forget. But we've got a long season ahead of us still, and I'm kind of hungry. I kind of want some more dubs. I want to finish as high as I can. My season's been really good, even aside from this win, but I want to see how far I can push. So I'm going to keep it going here in Norway, and these discs have been flying great, so I'm going to keep using them. Thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Oh, take it easy.